to our Mill Creek Crossing Connection on this Wednesday morning. Joining us in studio, we do have Dwight Wheelan. And good morning, Dwight.
Good morning. Nice morning.
Yeah, beautiful morning out there. It'd be a great day to spin your way out to Mill Creek Crossing and check out the new home.
You bet. You bet. It's being built on Connor Court, and it's different than what you've seen if you've been out and looked at Dolan homes. I saw a couple drive through yesterday that they've been out looking for a good while, but the home wasn't far enough along for her to get a good picture of it. But anyway, it's a 3-bedroom home, 3-car garage. I don't know what else anybody would want in Clinton. Of course, they could always increase the number of bedrooms by finishing half of the basement if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. With the egress windows, actually you could build 2 bedrooms down in the basement. So it's a nice size home now, but you could also increase the usable area quite a bit by finishing part of the basement.
And I know you've talked about in the past, too, about the size of the garage. You could even turn that into a spare bedroom or a workspace or something.
That's right. Actually, by cutting a hole in the end of what is the kitchen area, you could make the 4th bedroom in the end of the 3rd stall. And it would be... it could be any size that they would want. We have actually done that for some people. We've actually made that room soundproof. The only problem, we could put a closet there real easy, but the only thing lacking would be having a bathroom for that 4th bedroom upstairs. But, anything's possible. Sure. It just costs money. But it could be made into a larger home to accommodate a larger family. Sure. And, we continue to forget to mention the fact that if someone has a house to sell and it won't quite reach the cost of a new house because of all the increases in material costs, we could introduce people to a person that represents United of Omaha, and they're now offering reverse mortgages. There's a lot of confusion about the reverse mortgage. Some people think at their death, Dolan gets it back. They don't have any control over disposing of it, but that's not true. The home is traded just like any other thing that you would leave to your heirs. Another advantage to a reverse mortgage, which I've brought to mind recently, is at the death, or while you're living actually, the rest homes cannot attach that. They allow you to have, they allow the survivor to have so much money in a home and a car and things like that. Well, you can have all you want because they can't attach it. Oh. And that is a great selling point as we get older.
Sure.
If we were living in our own home that didn't have a reverse mortgage, then if they sent me off to a retirement home, they'd say, okay, but we're going to attach your house. Not my house because it has a reverse mortgage. Just something to think about as we get older.
Right.
And we don't have that control over who's going to be left last and all of those things. So we could introduce you to a man that has all the answers. He's very professional. He's been in the business for a long time. But I've always said that Dolan would take cash, gold, silver, anything except Russian rubles and Confederate dollars. Well, the Confederate might be coming back. So he's corrected me. I shouldn't be saying Confederate dollars. So anyway, you'll enjoy coming out and walking through the house. And hey, there's not going to be any tough selling.
Sure.
I'm way past that. I always ask people for the name and address so I can send them a thank you card for coming and looking through it. But there's no hard selling when they come out. And if we get back to our second Saturday open house, they can come out and they can have a sandwich while they visit.
Sure.
Mary's always got a tray of candy and meat and crackers and things like that, just very casual. As you walk through the house, you can have a bite to eat.
Well, that is good to know. And that, that bit about the reverse mortgage and not being able to then attach that if you go into a nursing home, that's a big deal for some people. And
You
it's
bet
good to
it
know
is.
that.
You
Yeah.
bet it is.
Yep.
Actually, in planning, they could put excess money for a down payment with a reverse mortgage, and then they've just got a kind of a checking account, or they can draw on that excess money. And it earns interest too while it's laying there. So, there's so many things people can do today that they couldn't 5-10 years ago. It's been changed several times, but it seems like it comes back with more of those little perks. You may have to pay more down, but when you get all these other things that are, you can't put a price on it.
Right. And one of the things that Dan talked about, years ago when he came in and talked about the interest rates being so low at that time, it was like 3.25%, and it's just been going up and up. Well, if you purchase now, it's locked into whatever the rate is, and so even if the rate goes way up higher, you're still what he quotes you as your price.
That's right.
That's what you're paying.
That's right.
So it costs be darned or whatever after that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think people be surprised what all he puts in. Now he puts islands in instead of the breakfast bar like I have in my house. The lever door handles are important. The larger light switches are important. Just so many things. I had a guy come do some work in our house yesterday, and he was spraying inside the house and outside too. And when he got down in the basement, he just kept going and going. And when he got into the furnace room, he couldn't believe how much room was underneath that house. So it's just an opportunity to spend your last years in a very comfortable situation. R50 insulation overhead and all of the things that he does to make it a comfortable home. And I can attest that it's easy to heat, it's easy to cool, and now with the weather switching back and forth, it's even easier to control. So if you want to take a look, come out. I live right behind the house, and we can walk through the backyard, or we can drive around to the front door and go in the house and take a look.
All right, sounds good. Well, Dwight, thanks again for being our guest today on today's Mill Creek Crossing Connection. Mill Creek Crossing Connection heard every Wednesday morning at this time here on KROS and brought to you by Dan Dolan and Dan Dolan Homes.